guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the last film in our extreme horror week. Now this hasn't been the most extreme week, I'll grant you that, but not all films have got to be graphically extreme to be extreme. But tonight we're going back to France for another French body horror, this time with In My Skin, film by Marina de Van. Let's have a look at the edition. So here is the physical release of In My Skin, released on Radiance Video. This is one of the limited edition, limited to 1,000 copies only on Blu-ray. Comes in a really nice case and the film on Blu-ray, and it also comes with a reversible sleeve, Dans Mon Pile, and it comes with a wonderful booklet. We have been through this when I did my Radiance unboxing. So it's got an essay in there about the film and notes and about the actual transfer, etc. So it's a lovely, lovely release. But that is the physical release of In My Skin. So it is an absolutely wonderful edition from Radiance. I love them. They're right up there for me with Criterion. They're that good of a company. Is there any special features? So this is the main menu for In My Skin, released on Radiance. Your special features is an audio commentary with Marina de Van, Pierre Paraguay, I don't know if these are interviews, Mark Adjadja, student shorts, Manuela Lazic, and Bleed Like Me, and a trailer. So I'll take it they're going to be interviews. Your setup is subtitles because I believe it is in French. And that is your special features on In My Skin. So there's a lots of names on the special features, but I didn't want to tap on in case it drops to an interview. I know with Arrow ones, if you press into it, gives you like a little description what it is, but this I'm not sure. I think it would have taken me straight through to whatever that was, so I don't know, but it looks like it's a set of interviews. Let's get to the story. So this is a film about Esther, played by Marina de Van. She wrote, directed and starred in this film. And she plays a troubled young woman, a beautiful woman. I've got to say, she's stunning. And she, I think, lives with her boyfriend called Vincent, played by Laurent Lucas, who you may recognise from our film review from Monday. Calvier, he starred in that. Anyway, he's Esther's boyfriend, and they're at some sort of work do. Looks like some sort of like function, like a party, and Esther goes out wandering around the grounds at this party. We also meet her friend there, Sandrine, played by Leah Drucker, and she's sort of there. Anyway, Esther goes out for wandering, and she has a little trip and falls and injures her leg. But she doesn't feel it. She doesn't know. It's only when she goes to like a bathroom later on she realises she's seriously injured the leg. It's really badly injured, as you may see by some of the clips that I show. I try not to show too much. It's really badly injured. So she goes to the doctors, and he says it's really badly injured. And when did it happen? She goes, oh, at a party a few days ago. And he goes, you took this time? Because, well, I didn't know I did it, you know, so she didn't feel any pain, and he thought this was rather strange. And he tells her she might need surgery, some skin grafts, because it's that badly injured. And she kind of like doesn't want the surgery. She goes, no, I'll deal with any scars or what will happen. And then she gets, I think this is where the film sort of turns slightly, where her brain sort of operates where I don't feel pain. And then she starts to get obsessed with this injury. She keeps taking off all the bandaging, looking at it, and then starts to make the injury worse by poking it and with bits of metal, sticking bits of metal through it and things like this to try and see if she feels this sort of pain, and she doesn't. And then it gets out of hand. She gets absolutely obsessed with it, and she starts working higher up her leg and carving up her leg. And Vincent starts to notice all this and say, you've got to stop doing this, because obviously she is self-harming. So this film deals with self-harm. Well, that's a body horror. It's a self-inflicted body horror. And she starts to go down this line of inflicting it, and then she tries other body parts, her arms, her legs, her face throughout the film, and all this sort of thing. And there's some very bizarre moments in the film. There's one part where she goes out for she does well at her work. She gets promoted, which Sandrine gets really jealous about, because I think she's been in the company a long time, and she gets promoted above him anyway. And so she's got this sort of supervisor sort of job, and it starts to interfere with her work, because like I said, there's one point where she goes out on a business dinner with some clients and her manager, and she sees her hand on the table, not attached to her body. It's really, really strange looking. It looks really strange. It looks like rubber. Anyway, so she picks the hand and puts it on the table, and she starts, underneath while they're having dinner, starts stabbing her arm with a knife and stuff like this. And then she goes down to the cellar of the restaurant, and the waitresses notice blood and stuff like this, and all these sort of crazy things going on. She nearly loses her job over it. She seems to, and she also books herself into a hotel because she wants to injure herself, and it overtakes her, and we see her sort of licking and drinking her own blood, almost like a vampire. It's got elements of vampirism in this film, as well as self-harm. We see her saving bits of her skin and sometimes consuming a bit of her skin. So has it got bits of cannibal sort of thing going on in there? It's got all these really bizarre body horror elements going on throughout the film, and you just feel for this woman. You can see she's obviously dealing with some mental health issues, which has led her to self-harm. And none of this happened until she had this accident and something kicked in her brain. And it almost becomes almost sexual to her, if you like. You see her really kind of getting off on it, like, and it's really, really sort of bizarre, but wonderful. Let's get to the final cut. This was amazing. This was incredible. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's what I've been looking for. It's my kind of film. It's my kind of body horror film. It's just wonderful. And it's very upsetting. It's very grotesque. It's difficult. It's a difficult watch, but I absolutely loved it. If I was to compare it to a film, I think I'd compare it to David Cronenberg's film Crash. Not because it's in a car crash or anything like that, but in that film, we had a group of people that had a fetish and were obsessed with car crashes and got themselves involved with different car crashes. This is kind of similar in a sense with her self-harming, where it gets out of control. She's got no way of controlling it, and she won't seek help, and all this sort of thing. To me, this now, if she was my girlfriend, I'd be straight on to getting her sort of sectioned and getting her treated. But this Vincent, he doesn't. He just almost plays it down and makes it. He keeps blaming himself and making it. Is it me? Instead of turning it around on him, when the problem is he could help her, but he doesn't. And I would want to punch him in the face, to be honest, because she needs help and he's not giving it to her. and it's just wonderful. It just plays out so wonderfully entertaining, and it's very difficult to watch. You know, she hides herself away to do some self-harm to herself, to peel off bits of skin. There's one point in the film where she goes to a chemist and asks him how can she preserve this piece of skin. She wants to turn it to leather. It's just fucking wonderful, really cool. Now the pluses of the edition, it's stunning, it's beautiful looking film. It reminded me, the photography and the way it's shot reminded me of the film Birth, the Criterion film. It's that sort of wonderful, sort of rich, warm sort of film photography. And I saw so many other elements in films, like substance must have been influenced by this. This is an early 2000s, like a 2002 film. So it's after the Crash film. I think it must have been influenced by that, because there was definitely elements of that in here. David Cronenberg must be a fan of this film. It's right up his sort of street. It was absolutely wild and crazy and disgusting and depraved and wonderful and beautiful all at the same time. 10 out of 10. Absolutely amazing. Massive shout out to my lad. See you soon, guys.